is up, you guys? It is your girl KAYSIE. I am back with another video and I'm super excited to be back as always. And today, you guys, as promised, I told you a couple videos ago that I was going to do a video talking about working in fashion corporate, and fashion corporate such as like Club MONTEGO, Tory Burch, Ralph Lauren, Oscar de la Renta. Well, I actually interned at Oscar de la Renta, and I'm not going to disclose like a lot of information. I'm just going to disclose information as far as me working there from my personal experience. I don't want to discuss any private, confidential information about these brands, but I'm just going to go into details about certain things. That I have my notepad again. I work as a merchandiser. Before, I worked in the product development department. I worked as a product designer, and I also worked in the production department. If you guys want to know like what I did in each position at different companies or whatever, let me know down in the comment section below if you want me to go into details about it. But this video is for people that's into fashion, that's into like wanting to know more about working in the fashion corporate and how to even get started and like what it takes to even be there, because I wish I saw a video like this before I even started working in fashion corporate so I can get an idea of like what I'm gonna be getting myself into. I'm just gonna talk about in general like what I learned at each job, just my experience overall in all these different companies. Like I said, I had multiple positions. Interned in production, that's where I usually started out at. Interned in design, and then I started working as a product designer. I worked as a merchandiser, and I also worked as like a color and print assistant, and also like a production assistant for like a week. Basically, when you start at these jobs, you gotta basically look the part, dress the part of the company. So you want to look professional and look nice. You want to be able to be communicative with everybody. You pretty much work with everybody. You work with design, you work with product development, you work with the production team, the merchandising team, technical design team. You work with I don't know if you work with marketing, but it just depends with certain companies. I learned most of my experience from Ralph Lauren, and Ralph Lauren is an amazing company to work for. I no longer work for Ralph Lauren, but I used to work there, and when I did work there, it was so amazing. But it was a lot of work, and that's in any company like Ralph Lauren, Oscar de la Renta, Carter's, Club MONTEGO, Tory Burch headquarters. All of these headquarters are in New York, except for Carter's. They're here in Atlanta. Every company is different, but every company pretty much have the same system, the same operation system. When you pretty much get started there, they set you up with like your own desk, which I absolutely love. Like I love having my own desk in like my own private area, because you can put like your own family pictures there, just decorate it and make it look nice, and it's just like your own personal space. You can get your own telephone, you get your own extension number. They set you up with an email. You might have like a Mac computer or maybe an HP computer, it just depends on the company. They pretty much set you up with everything. They have IT come out and make sure your phone is working, make sure your computer is working, make sure all the programs on your computer is downloaded, and that's pretty much how they set you up. So every company, you have your own email, so they'll set you up with emails, and most likely they use like Outlook. So they're gonna set you up with something like, let's say it's me, I'm KAYSIE, KAYSIE@odlr.com. That's my email. And usually they will use their company name at the end of your name, so it might be KAYSIE, whatever your last name, dot whatever, at thecompany.com. That's going to be your email. So you pretty much use that email to communicate with everybody, all your team members, your boss, their bosses, and anybody that you're working with in different countries or whatever. So like I said, I was a merchandiser and a product designer. So my job was pretty much to create the life cycle of a shirt, a handbag, or SLG. I'll explain it in different companies. So Ralph Lauren, I worked as a product designer there in apparel, women's apparel. At Tory Burch, I actually worked as a merchandiser there. At Club MONTEGO, I was a color and print assistant, working on like colors and prints for different fabrics. At Carter's, I was a production artist. I don't know. At Oscar de la Renta, I interned. I was a production intern, so I worked within their production department. Like I said, at Carter's, I did baby boy, baby girl. And then at Club MONTEGO, it was more so apparel. Ralph Lauren was apparel. And Tory Burch was handbags and small leather goods, which is like their leather wallets, their key fobs, their iPhone cases, or handbags, that type of stuff there. I'm gonna look down at my notepad because I want to make sure I kind of pretty much go over everything. But anyway, so like I said, you set up an email, meet all these different people on all these different teams. So like I said, you got merchandising, You got design, technical designers, buyers, production team, you got the fabric team, you got the color team, all these different teams that you pretty much work with. You're always going to be attending meetings all the time because you're going to be discussing about each product this season. Like when a sample come in and you're going to do the measurements, you want to make sure everything is measured properly, and you pretty much take notes. You go back and update in that system. I was a merchandiser, so there was a system that we used to create all the style numbers. In the meeting that we have, the designer would say, you know, they want this product and they want to make it a new product for each season, or for that new season it's a new shirt. Let's say it's like the core shirt that you might have, and they want to create something new with like a new print on it or a new logo or something. So they would come to me and say, you know, I want this. They show me the idea, show me the picture. I would go in their system that they use. Every company have their own little system where they create these IDs, or where they create all their product in. This is like their product life cycle system where you store everything in there. So all their archive products and merchandise is going to be in this system for everybody to go in there and look at everything, find all the details, to change pictures and update colors, different things. This is like the product social security number, basically. Like this number is attached to that product specifically. So I would create that using that, and then once I create those numbers, we would create merchandise spreadsheets, which I think they called it like the merch plan or like the merchandise planner. So you pretty much list all the products. It might be like 50 to 100, 300, 3,000, you know what I'm saying, depending on each company. Like each company have like an outlet, they have their main line, they might have an off-price line, meaning these are like different price lanes, and it's from the same company, but every company is different. Like I said, I don't know if every company had that exactly, but I know most of them have like a main line, which is like their regular price line, where it might be more expensive than all of them. And then they have like an outlet, which is where most people think that all of their stuff is shipped from. The stuff that's not sold, they ship it to the outlet. They don't do that at all. No, it's just different, completely different. And then they also have like off-price, like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Walmart and Target. And those are not like knockoffs or nothing. It's just like cheaper fabrication. So it's still designed from the same company, but it's like cheaper fabrication because it's a different price point. It's just constructed a little bit different, or it might be constructed the same, and you think that this product didn't sell in that color, that they just ship it to their outlet stores. Like, no. Every time they mass produce a product, they create it for that season. So like I said, we attend a meeting. Once we attend the meeting, which is like quarterly, seasonally, annually, they do like different meetings all throughout the year, and then they have one big major meeting, which is market, and that's when everybody come out from all different places that works for that company, obviously, but they come from out all different places, and different people come, and you know, they do it from there. So you go to those meetings and you come back to your desk and you pretty much organize all of that. I'm telling you from a merchandiser perspective, product development perspective, and production do their own thing. Production pretty much handles delivery. They make sure that they allocate all these products to different factories. So let's say this factory designs something, they do this, they make sure they get all the buttons, the fabrics, and everything provided to create that product, and they make sure it's shipped out to the stores. Merchandisers, we pretty much just make sure everything looks nice and pretty laid out, and create all the style numbers, all the IDs, the life cycle of that product. Designers, they actually illustrate it, draw it, come up with the color boards and the names of the product and what they're going to call different things and the whole stuff. Technical designers, they make sure everything is down to a T, making sure they do all the measurements and make sure everything is like technically designed, like everything is really technical. That's why I call it technical designer. And they put all of that together in a package called Tech Packs. So while everybody works together, they also have a system that they use, which is Web PLM or Web PDM, and I think the new one is PLM. Most companies are transitioning from PDM to PLM. Everybody should be using PLM at this point. It's 2019, and this was back in like 2015 and 2016 when I was working in all these companies or whatever. But it just depends on the company or whatever. Every company is different. Everybody have their own little life cycle system where they input all of their product information, and that's like the memory bank of that product, and you can go from all the way back to like 2000 whatever and find that product there, and they might want to recreate it and do it from there and grab that tech pack and bring it back, so that way it have all the information there. You just kind of update the colors, update the name maybe, or update the illustration or change it around or whatever and create like a new tech pack, or either carry over that tech pack. The production team usually provides like the production calendar, so they pretty much send that out to everybody. Like I said, designers, merchandisers, product development, technical designers, everybody has that production calendar to follow, so that way you know exactly when this product needs to be created, when the style numbers need to be created, when tech packs need to be created, when it need to be shipped out to the factory, when samples need to come in, when product need to be actually delivered to the store, like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Walmart, or the actual store itself, like Ralph Lauren or Tory Burch. Like those are the main stores, and then they have outlet stores, and then they have the off-price stores.